All aspects of the story of Ammon at the waters of Sebus make perfect sense against the backdrop of a Mesoamerican king with a competition from a powerful rival lineage. Note that when the king is discussing the incident with Ammon, he asks, "Tell me, by what power ye slew and smote off the arms of my brethren that scattered my flocks?" These thieves really are brethren, and that's the whole reason for the trouble. Now, let me retell the story against the backdrop of the Mesoamerican political situation and the problems with Lamoni's brethren. Ammon comes before the king and asks to be a servant. Ammon is a Nephite and therefore not only an outsider but an enemy. The king offers to make him family by marrying one of his daughters. If Ammon had accepted, he would also have accepted rule by the new family and therefore be under the king's control. By refusing, Ammon continues to be an outsider and therefore potentially uncontrollable. The king decides to place Ammon in a position where this condition of being outside the city's political intrigues might be advantageous. He sends him to the waters of Sebus. The thieves who don't get much for their raids are actually getting everything they want. The reality was that they were well known to the servants of the king. They were members of a rival lineage who were attempting to alter the balance of power. By scattering the king's flocks, they were embarrassing the king and therefore diminishing his appearance of total control. Because the rival lineage was sufficiently powerful, the king could not move against them directly without creating civil war. Therefore, the king could not send armed guards. If he killed members of the competing lineage, it would break whatever illusion of cooperation there was and instigate civil disorder. The guards cannot defend themselves for the same reason that the king cannot send troops. The king could not, however, allow the situation to completely embarrass him. Because something had to be done to restore the king's honor in the situation, the guards are punished for their failure. Along comes Ammon, who was an outsider to the political intrigue. Any damage that Ammon did would improve the king's standing in the political impasse by gaining more revenge without political cost, because it was done by an outsider. When Abish finds many relatives of the robbers as well as the brothers of the slain thief close by, we have our confirmation that this is a delicate political dance. Only if the family is part of the royal court would so many relatives of outlaws be that close to the home compound of a king. It had to be a competing royal lineage. The Mesoamerican context provides needed information that fills in the gaps between the assumed understanding of the writer and ours as the reader.